Hello everyone, I wanted to give you guys an update on the tricorder project I've been working on. Here it is. I made a lot of progress. So this is the shell printed out and it works now. The hinge works perfectly. It opens perfectly. I realized the hard way that the actual prop used in the show never really opened all the way, so I was solving a design problem that they didn't solve. But oh well, this is ultimately better then, so that's great. So I've shoved all the electronics in there, and I should say it wasn't easy for a few reasons. The first one being that it's never really easy when you're shoving a bunch of delicate electronics in a tight little space. And two, the second reason is that I was just using tape. The reason for that is that I didn't want anything to be permanent, given that this is just a test. And so I was just using tape to put stuff in there, and obviously if it was a little bit more secure, it would probably be better. The third reason why it wasn't easy was that I had to understand the sequencing, right? There's a whole bunch of things you need to understand when you're shoving stuff in and the order that they come in. I figured that out after a few trials and errors. I figured out what's the best way to attack this, meaning like what to do first, and so on and so forth. So I'll make sure I give you guys notes if you want to build this along with me. And the fourth reason why it was complicated was that there's just a few small little quality of life tweaks that I could still do to make it better. For example, the reed switch is underneath the main board. I'm reconsidering maybe moving it somewhere else. There's bits like, for example, this little magnet over here. I originally designed a divot for it right down there, but it turns out that this is the right spot for it, so I have to move that divot to this spot. So yeah, there's just a bunch of small little tweaks that I can still do to make it work better, but generally it works. And so let me walk you through how it works. So like I said earlier, there's a reed switch, and for those unfamiliar, a reed switch is a device that it's basically a switch that turns off when there's a magnet within its proximity. So it's underneath here, and on the other side there's a magnet here, and that's supposed to turn on the main board. The second thing I wanted to say was that there's another reed switch right down there which connects to this magnet over here, and I can show you guys what that does in a second. The other thing I should say is that there's wires on this side that connect to that hinge over there, and on the other side they connect to the other side of the hinge over here, and the hinge acts as a conductor for the positive and negative wires that go on the other side of the tricorder. So let's turn it on. Let me stop yapping. So you can see the hinge works perfectly. It's pretty flat on this side. All the lights turn on. The lights on this side turn on, and these two lights are connected via the hinges, which is pretty amazing. And then all these lights turn on up front, and so do these. And so now let me just talk about the second reed switch. So this is really clever. Jerry, who makes the sound kit for this, or the electronics kit for this, made it so that there's a second switch here that listens for this magnet. And what happens is if you close it, it makes that same clicking sound that it does on close. So we've got one that turns it on, and then one that listens for the closing, and it closes. So you get a clicky sound both at open and close, and that's really satisfying. It's just like the show. The original prop obviously did not really click. A lot of the click was done in post, but Jerry's done a great job of putting all that sound on his board, and it sounds great. I can't get over how awesome it is. So yeah, there it is. If you're interested in building this along with me, I'll be sharing the file soon. I'm going to take a break from this for a moment. I've been working on this file for about a week and a half now, and I want to do other stuff like clean the house while I'm on break. But yeah, so maybe by the end of the week, I'll share the files with all the tweaks that I said I would do. If you wanted to build this along with me, the files will be on my Thingiverse. These will be free. I have no intention of making money off of any of these things, so have at it. And then I'll continue working on all the Gravely bits over time. But if you wanted to at least start working on this, feel free to grab the files. And then I also recommend that if you're interested in the electronics kit that Jerry makes, order it sooner than later. From experience, I know that his kits are really popular and they take a while to build. So the sooner you order, the better. It's a really fun kit to work with. So on that, thank you very much for watching. I'm just so happy with this. I can't stop doing this. Anyway, thank you.